We continue here with Westmoreland on the Gridiron each and every Wednesday at 7 p.m. on the Westmoreland Sports Network. I'm now joined by Mike Arone, the head coach of the Derry Area Trojans, coming off of a shutout victory last week against Indiana Area, 21-0. First off, Coach, congrats on that. A very impressive performance, especially defensively. What did you like most from your team's effort against the Little Indians a week ago?
Well, thanks, Sean. Thanks for having me on. Last week was probably our best week of practice. We've been on our guys. It's typically 1 day a week. We don't practice well, but last week, 3 to 4 full days of good practice. It would have been nice to put some points up in the second half, but I like how we came out fast on defense, scored on offense. Every first 3 possessions in the first half. So we played a solid game all around, but I still don't think we put 2 full halves together. So it'll be interesting to see where we're at when we do that.
We mentioned the good week of practice. Do you as a coach kind of have a sense before the game even starts how your team might perform based on what you see Monday through Thursday?
Yeah, I think you get a feel for that. It's not a secret that, games are won between Monday and Thursday, and Friday's just the reward for the hard work you put in during the week. We tell our kids that. So they've practiced hard all year, but again, they are high school kids. They're in school all day. So, there are times when you just don't like what happened in practice, but our kids have been great about responding when we challenge them from a bad practice. But I definitely think you can get a sense there of, if you're prepared or if you're not prepared.
Going back to that win in the first half success that you had offensively against Indiana Area. Obviously, a lot of it's on the ground, but I know Anthony Sacco had a really nice deep pass to Damari Robinson as well. Anthony's a guy who probably gets overlooked a little bit with your offense since most of it is ground-based, but what has he shown and how has he developed from the start of the season to this point?
Yeah, he's really come along. He was a sophomore quarterback week 0, making mistakes, didn't have a whole lot of experience, but he runs the offense real well, always has. He makes good decisions, and he's really come along in the passing game, again, of making even better decisions and making the right decisions and taking care of the ball. So we know we're going to need him to perform. I think we need, moving forward in a conference play, we're going to need more of those splash plays or big plays through the air. And I think he can provide those for us, but we're still going to be careful and plan that accordingly to pick and choose our spots when we want to take those chances.
You highlight splash plays. No one creates more of those for you than Damari Robinson, and he's been really good for a few years now, but he definitely took a back seat a year ago to Ahmad Ward. He's now become the guy. So how has he handled that opportunity to go from Robin to Batman now in 2024?
I think he thrives in that role. We knew we wanted to get him the ball more, and after week 0, we made that decision to just put him at tailback. He had never really played there with any consistency, so there were some concerns. Is he going to be able to run up in between the tackles? He's shown that he can do that. He's a team player. He just wants to win. So he's doing whatever he can do to make the team better. So whether that's at tailback, whether that's at Z, whether that's at wideout, we're doing as many things as we can to get the ball in his hands, and he's really responded. So we're going to continue to need that going forward from him. A lot of touches, a lot of big plays, and he knows that's his role on the team. And like I said, he's really thriving there.
Your team got an addition, and certainly a pretty notable one, in Dylan Pitzer, who transferred over from Mount Pleasant area. Now, I know he's in the news a little bit because of his inability to wrestle, it appears, this upcoming winter, but he has been making an impact. So what has stood out about his play, and how was that process of getting him acclimated to your team and vice versa?
So, he plays mostly on the defensive side of the ball. He did get a few snaps last week offensively. So it's just been a slow process. It can be somewhat easier to transition into a defensive role, especially a defensive line role, where, it was just, here's where you have to line up, get hands on, and go find the ball. He's a big, athletic young man. He fits in really well with our guys. It's like he's been here forever. So, a kid with that size, obviously, can be a force to reckon with, and he has been. Can he get a whole lot better? Yeah. There's still little fundamental things we talk about with Dylan that we expect, not getting too far up the field in the backfield, making sure we get hands on people. So he's coming along. He's very coachable, and he really looks like he's having fun. So we're real happy to have him.
Who else has kind of flown either under the radar or maybe exceeded expectations that you've had that have been instrumental in the team's success so far?
I can't give enough praise to our entire offensive line. When you talk about Ethan Bendel at center and Owen Monick at guard, Colin Barkley and Chase Lucan at guard, Aiden Piper at tackle, and Jay Candle at tackle. Those guys we've created a good rotation, and they've just again been the engine that has made our machine kind of go. But I look at guys like Brett Klim on the defensive side of the ball. Had a real good game last week with, I think, 7 tackles. He's our leader on defense. He calls our defenses. He makes sure we're set up correctly. He doesn't get a whole lot of recognition, and he doesn't care. In the Burrow game, he's kind of small for a free safety, and we needed a little more beef when we're playing defense, and he didn't play a whole lot, but that was okay with him. And that's what leaders do, because we got to win. Guys like Max Doperak and Ricky Daniels on the outside. We don't throw the ball a whole lot, but those guys have been doing a real good job blocking, and that's what we told our receivers. If you want to be on the field, you have to be able to block. Max Doherty and Vinny Dudzinski on the defensive side at outside backers, they set the edge. They play real well. We have a lot of unsung heroes, but it seems our guys don't really care if they have name recognition. They just want to go out and win football games.
I know it was such a big accomplishment to make the postseason last year. To see your team now have a winning record so far this year at the halfway point, how significant is it that they seemingly have carried some of that momentum from a year ago over to this year, as opposed to really taking a big step back after losing some key guys?
Well, that's obviously the goal, is just to continue to get better, and that's the message we've been telling our team since the end of last season, that we were 5-6 last year, and that's just below mediocre, and our goal is never to be mediocre. It's to get better. So, it's nice going into conference play with a winning record, but we know that we have our work cut out for us moving forward. But the ultimate goal is to win a conference championship, and it's a very difficult conference. It's not going to be easy to do, but I like the attitude of our guys. Like I said, they come to work every day, every practice, and their confidence is starting to build and build and build. So we just have to foster that as coaches, and hopefully we can stack up some wins.
And that goal, as you mentioned, in the conference begins this week against Southmoreland, another team that is trying to build some success year after year. We all know they're looking for that first playoff win, but they've been impressive this year, and they're doing it with a freshman quarterback. So when you look at them on film, what challenges do the Scotties present to you?
A lot. Offensively, they're very good. Put up a lot of points. They can beat you through the air, but they will also spread you out and run the ball very well. So, yes, the quarterback, he gets rid of the ball quick. He's accurate. He has a strong arm. He is only a freshman, but he sure doesn't play like it. They're improved up front, and they're improved defensively. So they make you, again, it's a team, they make you cover the whole field. And if you try to take away the pass and leave them with a 5 or 6 man box, they're going to run the ball at you. And then if you make that adjustment, they're going to throw the ball at you. So we have to, this is going to have to be our best game that we play if we want to stay in it. But again, we're gonna practice hard, and we're gonna come prepared.
From a coach's perspective, what, if anything, changes when you go from the non-conference to conference play?
We've taken all year, we've taken the stance that, every game matters. So, even though there's a little extra added, I'm not sure from a coach's perspective that we look at it any differently. I don't think we can. I think we'd be doing our kids a disservice if we said the first 5 games don't matter, now they matter. We haven't taken that approach this year. We've wanted to win every game. So it's just the next game on the schedule to us, and that's how we're going to approach them all.
Especially now in 2024, with being in a different conference that has a lot of local matchups. It's a very Westmoreland County friendly conference that you're in. How significant is the home field advantage, or having fans that make the trek to some of these shorter road games?
Yeah, I think it's great just from a community aspect. Obviously you want to pack your stadium when you're at home. We're one of the few teams left that has, a natural surface. I don't know if that's an advantage or not. But it's just great to see the community excited. And home field can certainly be an advantage with your crowd and your student section. So we're looking forward to to big crowds and rowdy crowds at every game. So we encourage everyone in the community to come out and enjoy Friday night.
Lastly, fill in the blank. 2024 will be a successful season for the Trojans if.
Oh man, you put me on the spot there. If we make the playoffs again, I'll leave it at that. I think that has to be a goal. And again, if we can stack together some wins, I think we can get there.
Well, Mike, congrats on the winning record to this point, and good luck on Friday against the Scotties.
Thanks, Sean. I appreciate it.
That is Mike Arone, the head coach of the Derry Area Trojans. We'll take a break and continue with more right here on Westmoreland on the Gridiron.